morning and hello, I'm Professor Code and this is the Forex Supermodel Racing Review and Forex Briefing for Sunday the 5th of March 2023. Yesterday we had no bets, so the account is static at plus 73.6 units in profit, pretty much a peak for us. Yesterday, as I said, we had no bets, although we were looking at a couple of races and it's instructive maybe to talk about them. The first race we looked at in depth was the 156 at Lingfield. It was a 3-runner handicap. Won by this Kiwano, which was the 6 furlong horse, the non-speed horse of the three, you know, we were tempted to. The best horse there was the one that came second was Tone the Baron, which came second at 5-4 favourite, you know, you couldn't really back that horse against the other two with the odds, and you couldn't back really Kiwano with any great likelihood of success, because you'd have to rely on the other two jockeys being on the sort of autism spectrum and allowing a soft lead, which was what they did, and you can't really bet on that basis. I mean, Lingfield 5 furlong is modelled at 99. It's one of the quickest all-weather 5 furlongs. For some reason, the jockey of Tone the Baron and Alligator Alley, which is a speedy horse as well, hung back and allowed a soft lead to this Kiwano, which is a 6 furlong slower horse, and was allowed to dictate the pace and wind it up. And you could argue, I mean, Tone the Baron was within getting distance, but the jockey didn't seem that keen on putting in much effort to get past it. So it was a messy race, and it sort of highlights the problem you've got with getting the odds, small fields and all the rest of it, and jockeys behaving in a peculiar manner. 5 furlong pace race run at a crawl. So anyway, that was that one, and then you've got this the first race at Lingfield, the 120. We looked at Buxted 2 as the favourite, and we could only get about 7-4 on that. If you remember, we got done by Buxted 2 when we backed against it. It was one of our 6 favourites that we backed against that came in against us, and then subsequently it came out and was third, the thing you could say about Buxted 2 is that the race it was in yesterday, the 120, if you look at the other runners, the competition, they were all deteriorating. They were all dropping in mark and deteriorating, and therefore Buxted 2 was allowed to get back into the winning groove. So, but it was you know, it wasn't worth having a go at 7-4, 6-4. You know, we didn't want to join that party. So anyway, so that was that. Racing was a pain, and today racing is a pain as well, and we're no betting it. So hopefully we'll crack on next week and get the account finally into near the 100 units profit. So that's what we're doing there. Now Forex. Forex, a busy week. You've got the Fed pal he's testifying for the Fed on a couple of days, so that's going to be lively. And then you've got NFP on Friday, non-farm payrolls. Now the sort of rumours going around on the on the grapevine that the yen, so the JPY, the yen is looks like it's going to be cooking on the up next week. So we're going to be watching out for that, and we'll fill you in a bit more when we can see how the markets open on Monday. Early from the Asian session, so that's where we are there really. The likelihood is you might see some yen strength next week as we run into the Fed and NFP. So that's something to bear in mind, and generally that's where we are. So no bet yesterday. If you want to have a look at that, what was it? 156 Lingfield yesterday, that 3-runner sprint. You could do worse from a trip pace perspective, otherwise today is safe, no good on the betting, and next week we're gearing up for potentially JPY strength. yen strength. But we'll keep you posted. So anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and goodbye.